We did it, y'all. We hit 300 subscribers. Time to have another cocktail. Here we go. So today we're going to be making my second favorite cocktail and arguably, in my opinion, the best summer cocktail of all time. It's called a Caipirinha de Kiwi. It's basically the Brazilian version of a margarita, except it doesn't have tequila in it. It has a very intense rum called, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I don't know. It's delicious though. And so to make a Caipirinha de Kiwi, you basically need 4 ingredients. You need limes, you need kiwi, you need sugar, and then you need Brazilian rum. Count them, 3 shots of Brazilian rum. Shake it up vigorously. Pour and enjoy. Cheers, everybody. 300 subscribers up in this. I'm going to take a quick sip here. And we're celebrating with my favorite cocktail, the Caipirinha, second favorite cocktail. The favorite summer cocktail, though, the Caipirinha de Kiwi. It's a Brazilian drink. They usually make it with just lime, but this is with kiwi, and it's freaking delicious. And there are three shots of Brazilian rum in this drink. It is incredibly stout. And Brazilian rum is already intense, so this will put it on you big time. But you can't really taste it that much. It's just a sweet, delicious drink. And then you get like the kiwi at the bottom, and you can stir it up with a spoon, and then it almost turns into like a dessert. You can be like, eat the little kiwi bits. It's so great, very delicious, very refreshing, perfect for summer. But anyway, 300 subscribers. The 300th person, his name is Coolest Bean. Thank you very much for joining, brother. And guys, again, we're hitting this exponential kind of growth spurt here. It's kind of it's starting off very small. 300 subscribers is pretty meager in these times, of social media and stuff like that. People, 5-year-old kids with 40 million viewers, making like $500,000 a year for to unwrap a box and play with some matches, or I don't know, play with surely they don't let their kids play with matches, but they should. No, they should. Anyway, I'm gonna take another sip. That was really, really good. Oh my gosh. So I don't have much to say on this one. Last time I had this big, long soliloquy about my advice for people who are starting their journey. I really don't have much to say right now. I'm working on a couple of new videos for y'all. One is another unpacking video. There's one that I've put off. It's really been a very, very intense couple of months for me, y'all. I will go to my grave saying that psychedelics. I made this very bold claim in my first episode that psychedelics, can cure you of everything in 6 hours. I was like, you take a couple of, like 1 or 2 deep trips on psychedelics, and 6 hours later you're cured, right? Y'all, the facts are, depression is still, I hate to say it, uncurable, and it shouldn't be curable. Depression. The depression is here for a reason. It's a signal that you need to stop doing something or to pursue something else, etc., etc. So psychedelics doesn't necessarily take away depression. What it does, and by the way, I'm going to make a full episode about this at the very end of the entire season. I'm going to do an episode where I talk about, like, did it work? Did psychedelics cure me? And again, I'm going to try not to give too much away here, but suffice it to say that psychedelics doesn't necessarily cure depression. Depression is actually needed, I would say, for human survival. In a weird way, to its extreme, you can kill yourself if you're very depressed, right? But depression should be a signal for you to stop doing something or to seek help or try to change your perspective kind of thing, right? So it shouldn't even be fully eliminated, in my opinion. It just needs to be a little bit. It needs to be everything in moderation, right? And so depression doesn't necessarily go away. What happens, though, is, especially for someone like me who was a nihilist and had like just science ruling their lives, like that was my master, right? But most of all, nihilism through science. Like I had science crammed so far up my butt that nothing meant anything to me. Everything was just a machine. Consciousness and humans and everything like that and were just machines. And being depressed in that kind of environment where you don't think that there's anything magical out there, that you can explain everything through your little logic and reason and science and everything, that is a very, very bad what do you call it? What do you call the thing that houses are built on? Foundation. Gosh, I've only had 2 sips, y'all. Hold on. That is a very, very bad foundation to throw depression on top of. What psychedelics does is it. Now, I will say that my bouts of depression are way fewer and way far between, right, and less extreme. But I went through the past couple months pretty extreme depression. Nothing like I was back in the day, but for the new standard that I'm at right now, pretty extreme. And I was down and out, y'all. I mean, it was not cool. I'm still recovering from this depression, but what I noticed in the midst of all this depression was that psychedelics, again, doesn't take it away. It just provides a better foundation for you to have depression. It gives you a direction and a purpose now. So if you were a complete hopeless nihilist and you were depressed, you have nothing to latch onto to help pull you out of it and guide you and focus you. With psychedelics, and honestly, psychedelics is not even the thing that helped me the most, y'all. I found God through psychedelics. Okay, so psychedelics aside, it's God for me, right? So God is the foundation. So you can still be depressed and believe in God. It's just that you have a better foundation and focus and a better perspective and means to pull you out of that depression. So, and because of that, I am eternally grateful, y'all. Every time over the past 2 months that there have been a couple times where I'm talking in really, really bad shape. And I looked to God every time to pull me out of it. And every time He's delivered these unbelievable things that have happened. That has pulled me out of it. And I'm talking the most beautiful of beautiful things. Words can't describe. And what's so amazing about it, y'all, is it's always when you least expect it. It's so beautiful. God has infinite patience. And He knows when the time is right. And even though you want the time to be now, He knows that it's not now. He knows when the time is right. And I'm telling you, He knew. Something happened to me last night, y'all, that was a slap in the face for me. One of these synchronistic events that happened that was just wow. Like I'm going to cover it on some episode somewhere down the line. But there have been a couple of things that have happened to me over the past couple weeks, or really week, that has been like, just when I'm about to give up, God comes and scoops me up, and it's an amazing thing. And by the way, this is not on psychedelics, okay? So most of my God experiences, y'all, have been off of months removed from psychedelics. My point here was just to say that God has once again rescued me from the pits of depression. It was never psychedelics, it was God. Psychedelics was just my vehicle to find God. And go listen to a couple episodes back called The Reason. For any of you people who are like super turbo Christian, you should never do drugs to find God kind of thing, and you didn't find God and you didn't see God, and why did you need to do this? Just listen to that episode, and that will explain to you why I needed God. Or God. Of course I needed God. Why I needed God. This is strong, man. I'm telling you. Why I needed psychedelics to find God. Absolutely needed it. And if you have a problem with that, all I got to tell you is that it was God's will for him to find me, and me to find him, for us to meet. That it was his will. He met me in the middle there on that excursion. God is awesome. All of y'all are awesome. We are all a part of God. And so therefore, we are all awesome. And if you really, I don't know, if you, I don't know, y'all, I'm getting a little tipsy. Anyway, let me get in focus here again. I wanted to let y'all know again how much I love every one of you. Even when we have a little spat on the commentary and stuff like that, there are a couple of you out there that I kind of butted heads with a little bit. Don't let that get to you, because I'm not letting it get to me. Like I said, we're family. Families quarrel sometimes. I will be there for any one of you guys, man, and gals. Like, seriously. There's a couple of you that I've really connected very intensely with. Awesome people. Romanoff, I'm looking at you, buddy. Really awesome people. And we're enriching each other's lives, y'all. And that's the way it should be. And last bit of news I will say here is I've actually started editing Trip 10, The Infinite. It's pretty intense so far, and I'm only like about 10, 12-ish minutes into it, and it's already freaking intense. And the episode itself, y'all, is infinitely intense, because the topic, after all, is hello, infinity. And so you take the most intense episode that you think I've done and multiply that by infinity. It's going to be like being at a mosh pit at a Slayer concert, for crying out loud. And no, it's funny, I'm actually not a Slayer fan. I know there's a couple of you out there that would be very surprised. For whatever reason, it just, I don't know, I just never got into it. But I do know that their mosh pits are incredibly freaking insanely crazy. So this next episode, y'all, is like being in, I don't know, like imagine Slayer's like finale tour. Like they're like, hey, we're retiring, and then they have that concert in the pits of hell itself, and the mosh pit is like, that's what we're talking about, y'all. But not in a hellish way, by the way. It's intense in a God way, which I have to tell y'all, this will give you a little taste of what is in store for trip number 10. If you think hell is scary, y'all, you do not want to even imagine what God's wrath, how scary that is. Trust me when I say that. I am goosebumping like a mofo right now just saying that, because that's what happened on Trip 10. It was 2.5 hours of God's wrath. And let me tell you, just be happy that you were on the human side of the crucifix and not on the God side of the crucifix. Now, when I say that already sounds weird, right? Well, the God side, the crucifix, is heaven. Well, I'm convinced that heaven is this little place that he has tucked away for us, right? There's an infinite amount of other things that God is dealing with, y'all. And I saw it. And I can tell you, just get ready. And you talk about synchronistic events. Woo! The one that happened right after this trip, the trip 10, the Infinite, is the most, I always use this phrase, bone chilling, but this time I mean it so intensely. It is the most infinite power of God synchronistic thing that I've ever experienced. It was terrifyingly amazing, but more so terrifying. Either way, you get down on your knees and you worship. It'll all make sense when I release this upcoming episode, y'all. Not gonna work on it today though. I gotta finish this, make myself some food, and again, I hope y'all are okay with this best friend, like family, like banter here. I hope it really means something to you, because it means something to me. Every single one of you who have graced me with a subscribe. To me, that's like a hug. That's like, hey, I like what you're doing, man. Hey, And so you've practically all have embraced me as a friend or a family member, and so this is me kind of just being a family member to you. I love you all, straight up, and keep journeying. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.